Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals coming up in an hour. Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Happy 40th to Rhino, who celebrated his 40th over the weekend. And Con Dog had a birthday, and I hope everyone else just had a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Edmonton, Florida. This series looked like it was over, right? Florida up 3-love, and now they've lost 3 in a row to Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and the powerful Edmonton Oilers. This is such a huge game for Canada. They have not won a Stanley Cup. There has not been a team in Canada win a cup since 1993. And, with the exception of the fans in Calgary, Alberta, Calgary and Edmonton would be the equivalent of, I guess, Sacramento and the Lakers, right? Just to try to put it in perspective a little bit. You would never root for the Lakers, right? You would never root for the Lakers, would you? If you're a Kings fan? So it's big. This is big. I can't wait. We're going to do a 30-minute show today, and then I'm heading out to meet my buddies to watch the game. I just hope it's a close game. I hope that it goes to overtime. I really hope it goes to overtime. Man, I'd love to see that. Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals. Who's going to be the better goaltender? Sergei Bobrovsky looked like a brick wall for much of the playoffs and a couple of games. But, Edmonton, particularly on the power play, and they've been scoring in bunches, all right? So we'll see, all right? Grand Kings fans will root for the Lakers if they needed the Lakers to win for the Kings to get in the playoffs. That is the only way. You're right. That is the only way. That is the only way you would root for the Lakers. Good point. Good point. All right, what else you want to talk about? NBA draft this week. I will be doing a show tomorrow. Ryan will join me at 8 o'clock. All right, so tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, and then we'll come at you again on Wednesday as well at 8 o'clock. We'll talk NBA draft. Now, I'm going to say something, and I hope that you understand in the context that I'm saying this. I did a rant on this morning. You know how I feel about Malik Monk, all right? I think it's an important piece to the puzzle. Can we please have the mayor of Sacramento pipe down a little bit and worry about your own damn city and fix your pit of a city instead of getting all gaga over Malik Monk? I mean, really? And you would have thought the Kings signed Michael Jordan or something, all right? I mean, really, it's embarrassing. Seriously, it's embarrassing. Okay, the Kings were 9th in the West last year with Malik Monk. Okay, I like Malik Monk. I think he's a good player. And then I see some idiot on social media put out a poll asking who was a better signing, Vlade Divac as a free agent or Malik Monk. Really? Like what's wrong with people? Seriously, what's wrong with people? Again, I like Monk. I think he's a good player. I think the Kings would have been in trouble had they lost him. But I mean, come on. I mean, seriously. We're talking about a player that was on the team last year that finished 9th. You think Vlade Divac was ever on a Kings team that missed the playoffs and finished 9th in the West? No. And maybe the Kings without Monk would have been last in the West. I don't know. But let's pipe down a little bit, especially the mayor. I mean, it's embarrassing. Seriously, it's absolutely embarrassing. Unbelievable. It's small. You know what it is? It's small-time mentality. That's what it is. It's small. It's a small-time mentality. Kings fans, come on. All right? If you keep Malik Monk and don't add anything else to the roster, you're still going to be in the same position next year. So I just don't understand it. I really don't. And again, I'm a fan of Monk. Don't get me wrong. But good Lord, unbelievable. All right, what do you want to talk about? You got the QR code. You can give me a call as well. Here's your link for my Open Forum Monday show. We're only going to go about 30 minutes today. I wanted to get in and wanted to talk to you before Game 7. There's the link if you want to give me a call. All right, it's right there in the chat messages, and would love to talk to you. Or we can just do it via the chat line, whatever you want. Who do you like tonight? And are you watching the game? Florida, Edmonton. All right? Florida, Edmonton. Patrick says OG Anunoby rejects player option with the Knicks, will be an unrestricted free agent, was due to make $19 million. It may double, according to reports. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Let's get to some phone calls. Alex. How are you, Alex?
Good. How about you, Grant?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, definitely. Just want to first and foremost wish you a belated happy birthday. I don't think you were on that day, or I might have missed it. So be happy belated to you.
I took the day off. Thank you very much.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I hope you had a good one.
I did. Thank you.
Great. So since it's open forum, I was always curious, and if you talked about it before, I apologize in advance. But how was your experience, or any positives or negatives you'd like to share when you did preseason games for the Raiders, and how did it come up? How did the opportunity come up?
It was a great experience. I think I did it for 5 years. I met a lot of great people, and it was my only experience with Al Davis in a private, when I mean private, conference rooms, meetings, phone calls, and being in the presence of Al Davis was pretty amazing because, he was a living legend in the world of professional football. It came up. I was very good friends with a guy named Artie Gigantino, and me and Artie did a lot of arena football together. And then Artie worked with the Raiders and got in tight with their general manager, Bruce Allen, and then later Mike Lombardi. And Artie got my foot in the door, and one thing led to another. And I ended up doing the games for 5 years. I worked with Jim Plunkett and Artie. I worked with a couple of other people, but had a great time doing it. Again, being in the presence of Al Davis was pretty amazing. I mean, Al did not have anything go on in that organization without him having a say in it and without him knowing about it. And, traveling on the team charter with, at the time, Tim Brown,
Wow.
and, Jerry Rice and, Rich Gannon, who I had the utmost respect for. And, that whole team was pretty amazing. So I appreciate you asking. It was a tremendous experience. And Jim Plunkett's one of the great people that I've ever met. I worked with Tom Flores, George Atkinson. I met a lot of and I had already known George because George and I had worked arena football together. But I met a lot of tremendous people.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I've always been curious just because I'm a diehard Raiders and Kings fan. And I remember, I don't know, what year was that, if you don't mind me asking?
It was the early 2000s. I can't remember exactly when I started and when it ended, but it was in the early 2000s.
Okay, so I was born in 92. So I just remember being fairly young and seeing my two worlds collide. I was like, whoa, that's the Kings announcer on the Raiders network. What's going on? I was real pumped up. So I've always been curious about that.
I've been very blessed in my career. I've done the National Hockey League. I did some games with the Sharks back in 1995 on television with Pete Stemkowski. One of the games I did was the Sharks at LA at the Great Western Forum when Wayne Gretzky was on the LA Kings. So, I mean, I've been pretty blessed. I've been able to announce live games with Kareem, Magic, Bird, Michael, LeBron, Kobe, Shaq. I've done the NFL, even though it's preseason, with Jerry Rice and Tim Brown. I did the NHL games, involving Wayne Gretzky and So I've been pretty blessed, to be honest with you. Pretty blessed.
That's amazing. And I mean, you've heard it a million times, but of course, a lot of us would love to hear you again on the game. So if it doesn't happen, we'd be, happy to see that again.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much for calling the show, and you have a good week. Okay.
All right. You too, Grant. Take it easy.
I really appreciate that. Good job there. Again, I've been very blessed, been very blessed. Hey, let me tell you something, you moron, okay? Because you are a moron, okay? If you don't like my show, why are you on it for? Party Pooper Grant at it again. Mr. Negative. Yeah, I'm Mr. Negative. That's me, all right. You know what I am? I'm Mr. Truth. And you can't handle the truth because you only see things one way. That's your problem. You only see things through your narrow blinders. That's what you see. All right. Anunoby would be a great fit for the Kings. Love his defense. There's no way the Kings would be able to afford him, in my opinion. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I agree. I love OG Anunoby. I think most teams would love to have an OG Anunoby. I mean, I really do. I don't know of a team in the NBA that would not want him. He's that good, Sea-Dog, negative about what? The Monk signing? Kings sucked last year. Need to get better this offseason. Very true. Grant, have you ever interviewed Jerry Jones? I have not. I have no desire to interview Jerry Jones, but I have not. I respect Jerry Jones for a businessman. He's a phenomenal, phenomenal businessman. He really is. He's phenomenal. And he's a really good owner for the league. But as far as an owner for his own team, terrible. He's the main reason why the Cowboys never reach anywhere near their potential, in my opinion. It's just not Jerry Jones, they're never going to win with Jerry Jones as the owner. They're just not. And they won't win this year. They won't win this year. Grant, how many teams we have in the NHL winning it after 03? I think it's 3, Baki. I think it's 3. Hey, Baki, by the way, you would be blown away by this. Okay? You would be blown away by this, Baki. I actually watched a little bit of the Euro 2024 this weekend. I found myself with some time on my hands, and there wasn't anything on that I wanted to watch. And I watched Switzerland and Germany for a bit. And I watched Scotland and Hungary for a bit. I watched the end when Hungary scored the goal with basically no time left. What else did I watch? And I watched a little bit of Ronaldo play. I watched Portugal play in that game. I watched a little bit of Brussels play, or Belgium, excuse me, not Brussels, Belgium. So I actually I watched some of it, Baki. How about Baki? Wow. Hornet Horse. Wow. Yeah, you know what? All right, here's the deal, Baki. After our conversation, the fact that we celebrate the same birthday on June 18th, I felt I owed it to you to give it a try based on our conversation last week. So I actually did watch a little of it. Huh? You watched everything? Baki, I didn't watch everything. I said I watched a little bit of games here and there. All right? Meet any of the Steinbrenners. I have never met any of the Steinbrenners. Baki, you impressed or what? You impressed? Here's what I don't like about the Euro 2024. First of all, the passion of the crowd is unbelievable, but I don't understand this. The constant roaring. It goes on the whole game. I don't understand that. I just don't. Doesn't make sense to me. All right? And I know, Baki, you're going to tell me that's the beauty of being a fan and going to the matches. I get it, but I'm looking at it from my perspective. Offsides to me is I think the sport of soccer would be so much better. And this is from someone that doesn't watch, without offsides. If you took offsides from the game would be so much better. It would be so much better. It really would. Did I go out and watch kids soccer? Then we're compelled to watch professional soccer. No, I did not. Baki, can you believe it? Baki, can you believe it that I watched some of the Euro 2024?
Of course, I believe that's why I came, just to say thank you, because you said you owe me. So thank you a lot for that commentary.
Yeah.
Great.
I enjoyed it.
Great.
You know what, the Switzerland Germany match, I watched the second half. I thought was phenomenal. Obviously Germany, I thought, was extremely fortunate. Again, Switzerland had a goal disallowed on what I thought was a questionable offsides. I really do. And that would have won the match for Switzerland. But, Germany scored at the very end, which was pretty amazing because I thought Switzerland played great. And then Baki, you're going to think I'm crazy for saying this. I only watched a little bit, so keep this in perspective. You know who's the best team that I watched? And again, I didn't watch every match like you. Belgium. I love Belgium. They have great team speed. They are attacking all the time. They are so fast, and their speed, to me, was so apparent in the match. I really like watching them play. I thought of the teams that I watched, I thought they were the best team. Go ahead.
Great point. In the last 3 or 4, the biggest competitions like World Cup and European Cup, they were always between number 1 and number 3 favorites to win it, but never came.
I didn't know
never
that.
Came. They are actually number 3 nation in the world. Can you imagine?
You know what? I honestly did not know that. But in just watching them play, you know what I like about them? They're physical. They have one individual, and I don't even know what the position is called, that's always in the box, always on that end of the field. And he's like a brick wall. When you get the ball to him, you can't move him. And he set up a beautiful goal. He had a couple of other real good opportunities, but their team speed, Baki, to me, was so apparent on the field.
Can you imagine that attacker that you just mentioned? If he scored only 50% of his chances he had on the last 2 or 3 World Cups, the Belgium would probably be a World Cup winners or play the final against Argentina. And a lot of people, I mean, the guy you just mentioned is Lukaku. He's and he's a hell of a striker, but unfortunately he missed a lot of 100% chance that he is a subject of speaking every single day in the soccer world. So if the guy go with the if he can score every third chance he had, it will be very heavy to stop them to winning the title.
Here's something else I like about the early the group play. No extra 30 minutes if the match is tied, and no penalty kicks. I like watching it. I like to know that it's 90 minutes plus whatever the extended time is on, and then it's done. And I'm okay in this. I'm okay with a draw. I understand that you have to move on to the next round, the knockout round, but I'm okay with that. I enjoy that much better. I don't want to, me personally, I don't like watching. Well, first of all, I haven't done it very often, but I wouldn't want to watch 90 minutes and then have to watch another 30 minutes and then go to penalty kicks because the match is tied. I'm okay with penalty kicks, but do it after the 90 minutes. I've never understood 90 minutes, and because the match is tied, now you got to play an extra 30 minutes. I don't like that. And to me, if you really want to do it the right way, if I'm in charge of soccer, if I'm going to do that and I don't want penalty kicks, I'm going 90 minutes, then I'm having sudden death. Not 30-minute total time, sudden death. First team to score wins.
They had that rule maybe 4 or 5 World Cups before. they had a silver goal, and they had a golden goal. The difference for the people doesn't know don't know about it is if you score in extra time, if you score silver goal, if you score uh, anyway, so if you score when the silver goal is rule is on, then you are allowed to play all the way until the end of the extra time. So 30 minutes will be whatever happened. So you have the chance to score extra. So because you have 2 times 15 minutes. So if you score the silver goal in the first OT, then you don't play another one. But the golden rule was if you scored like we have in NHL, if you score, the game is over.
Mhm.
So for somebody that rule is okay, but they shut it off. I don't know why.
Well,
They are allowed to play extra 30, then go to the penalties. I mean,
all
you
right, I
know,
got you. Who do you think's
every
gonna
sport,
win this tournament?
Serbia. No, really. No, we have tomorrow is D-Day for us. Win or go home.
Who do you
So
play? Who do you play?
Denmark,
Uh,
and only win will keep us in the tournament. The Denmark will be satisfied with the draw. So it will be. But tonight was the big drama. 3 4 hours ago, it was crazy stuff. Crazy
yeah,
stuff.
didn't
Italy
Croatia and Italy didn't I didn't watch it, but I read that Italy scored a late goal.
late goal 90+8. So now
Wow.
the Croatians are crying about why did the referees put that game on extra 8 minutes. So we need some additional checkings to see if I mean if you ask me, every game must be maybe 10 minutes more if you ask me. But those are the rules we talked about a few days ago, if you remember.
Yeah.
If you remember, we were talking about
Yeah.
the rules, because for me rules are they sucked. I mean, not stopping the play every time, you are allowing the players to lay down the ground and
It's
pretend.
a joke. That it turns me off, Baki. It turns me off. I'm so
Yeah,
tired of
yeah,
seeing the players look like they've been shot, and then 10 seconds later they're up running around. I don't like that. Now, there was a nasty injury in the Scotland-Hungary match,
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
player was taken off on a stretcher, and you could tell he had an apparent no ifs, ands, or about head injury. But I'm so tired of seeing guys, on the field, as if they got shot, and then in 10 seconds up they're running around fine. I don't like that. It's a bad look for the sport for somebody like me who is trying to get into it. That's a turnoff for me, Baki.
That's a turn off even for the people who are watching it half a century already.
Yeah.
Like 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 all of us. I mean, we're discussed with the rule.
will,
You have nothing from
will
it.
everyone will every person in Serbia pretty much be watching the Denmark match?
Every freaking person who
Wow.
loves soccer and who doesn't love soccer.
Right, that's what I mean. So it'll be. I don't want to compare it to the Super Bowl in America, but it's huge, right? This is huge.
Listen, one thing is going to be very interesting for you and the listeners and the viewers. No matter how many titles Novak Djokovic is going to win at the end of this
Yep.
career, so he
Yep.
can win maybe 30 Grand Slams. Okay, he will
Okay.
not win the 30 Grand Slams, but even let's say he gonna win 30, he will never be watched like that from the perspective of the Serbian fans, like they are doing for the soccer team, because we need that soccer team to do something big. So everybody,
Okay.
if we can pull some miracle out of thieves and somehow go in the last, okay, go to the semis or maybe finals here,
Gotcha.
you I will bring you live coverage from the streets. It will be a madness. It will be a
All right, I
madness
got you.
you never experienced before.
All right, I got you. Hey, someone wants to know, coming in late, have you guys been talking soccer for 24 minutes? No, I started talking with hockey, getting ready for Game 7 tonight. I started
we
with
are
that, and then
ready.
we
Yeah.
talked some Kings and NBA. So tomorrow at 8 o'clock, I'll be doing a show. Rhino and me will be doing a show, getting ready for the NBA draft. Baki,
Yeah,
you gonna
that's
watch a
gonna be
hockey game
rocking.
tonight,
Of course, I'm ready.
or this
I'm honored.
morning for you? In the morning for you?
Yeah, it's a morning. It's only 1:30, so it's early.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
But
I always
Grant,
enjoy talking to you. I appreciate you taking the time to call.
of course, and I am really amazed one more time because you mentioned extra times, you mentioned injury, you mentioned all the games, you mentioned, man, don't tell me you're not watching soccer.
You know, honestly, if you had not said anything to me about it, I wouldn't even known the event was going on. And then I literally had nothing to do, and I was flipping around the channels, and I came across, I don't even know which game it was, and I started watching it. Like, well, it's okay. Then a little bit later, there was, and the channel I was watching, all the games were not live. They were already played. They were reruns, and I didn't know who had won. So it didn't matter to me whether it was live or not, because I had no idea who had won. And so, yeah, you know what? And again, I don't even know if I'll watch the other matches. You know what? I'll tell you, if the Serbia match is on, I'll watch that just for you.
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow at noon your time. Depends if you're at the West
Noon,
Coast. Noon West Coast.
California time. All right.
Yeah,
I'll try to
California.
check it out. Hey, thank you, buddy. You take care.
You take care. Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff from Baki. What are some of the Kings' biggest needs this offseason? Everyone can be traded except Sabonis, in my opinion. They just need more good players. I don't care what position they play. I think they need a wing player. I think they need, another enforcer size type of a guy. Those are two of the needs. I go back to the draft. I don't care what position it is. If you have a player that you like, take him. I don't care if he's a point guard. Doesn't matter to me. Mark says, go Deutschland. You like Germany, huh? They were very lucky. They were very lucky. They got outplayed. They got outplayed by Switzerland. They got very lucky, in my opinion. Switzerland's good. I enjoyed watching Switzerland play. Maybe because it's one of my favorite countries on the planet, too. So there you have it. Get the best player. Indeed. Sabonis can be traded, too. Well, he's not going to be traded. I mean, there are a lot of players that could be traded. I mean, Fox can be traded, but, you have to be realistic about this. You have to be realistic. All right. So I told you, quick show today. I'm getting ready for hockey. I got to meet my buddies. We're going to watch the game together. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock, Rhino will have his show on the King's Court. And then 8 o'clock, all right, 8 o'clock, draft show tomorrow and Wednesday. All right? You take care, everybody. Baki, thanks for the call, buddy. Game 7 bomb. Yes. Edmonton, Florida, for the Stanley Cup. My buddy won it last year. I went to his house, put the pictures online of me holding the cup. It's amazing. George McPhee finally got his name on the Stanley Cup. So happy for him. So happy for him. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Talk to you tomorrow. 2 o'clock, Rhino will have the King's Court, and then he'll join me at 8 o'clock. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the game tonight. Talk to you soon.